Okay, we'll feed this troll just a little bit. I was doing my fully funded PhD before I had to start working. I had worked so hard for that fully funded PhD. I'd moved 500 miles away from where I was living to have a chance to work with this specific PhD supervisor in 2019. Previous to that, though, I moved 500 miles to Kent to do my university degree. I had my son on my own with no family support, and I chose not to move back home where I would be closer to family because I wanted to continue my studies. I didn't have a co-parent, and my son has additional needs. I went and finished my degree. I got one of the highest grades in my year. I know I got one of the highest marks for one of the pieces of coursework that my professor had ever had. I then went and did a master's degree at the same university in film with practice, where I got a distinction. The film that I made for my dissertation, I think it was 9 film festival placements and 3 awards. I then did another master's degree in anthropological research, which I got a merit for. I was really disappointed with that, but it turned out that the entire year that I was doing that master's degree, I also had appendicitis that would send most people to A&E because it's so acutely painful. That's because I was living with, and still live with, endometriosis. I've been living with endometriosis since I was around 13 years old. I knew that I had endometriosis when I was 31, and didn't get diagnosed with endometriosis until I was 39. That means that I am 3 times more likely to develop ME/CFS, myalgic encephalomyelitis, is triggered and has a massive link to trauma. Medical trauma, which endometriosis is, growing lesions all over your body that turn into scar tissue, so thick that it pulled my uterus and my bowel together, pinching my bowel so hard I couldn't go to the bathroom anymore, pinching my uterus so it was tilted horizontally and stuck to my sacrum. All of my pelvic organs were completely encased in scar tissue and stuck to other various organs. The endometriosis had grown over my appendix and caused appendicitis for a year before that happened. You know what I did? I just set more alarms, tried to be more rigorous, and I got on with my master's, my second master's, and I was disappointed that I'd only got a merit and not a distinction. Then I managed to get a fully funded PhD placement, and I was working that full time. Somebody thought my ideas were good enough to pay me to do that research, to pay other people to supervise that research. And I did 2 years of that. And they tried to help me. They tried to give me the reasonable accommodations I needed. We changed it to part-time. They gave me months off of sick leave. I went through surgery for my endometriosis, but I couldn't get better. I was just getting worse. The reason that people can't work isn't their competence, or sometimes it isn't even their capacity. It's their consistency. The consistency is what's disabled them. I often have moments of clarity and creativity and wellness where I have all of this energy and eagerness to do something creative, to do something with my mind. I want to leave a legacy just like everyone else does. And it's so difficult because sometimes I think I could do this, I could do that, I could be a content creator, I could tell people about anthropology, but what it is, the problem is consistency, because suddenly I'll have 3 weeks where I can't put into practice the cognitive process of changing my thoughts into language. And you are so privileged that you can't comprehend that even to empathize, which is a truly privileged place to be. And I know this is just rage bait, but it gives me the opportunity to say that important thing that I want to say. I want to say it's consistency. There's so many things I could do. You know, I could do a fully funded PhD in death anthropology, bereavement experience in the UK. I could do that, but I can't anymore because the expectation of work, and it's a reasonable expectation, is a level of consistency where you can perform the job that you've been employed to do. And I couldn't do that anymore, and I can't. And I can't even find the consistency to regularly post on social media for the chance of earning extra money in that way. But I wish this was true.